So, hello everyone, welcome to EduTap, and guys, welcome to your other important session of Top PIB News, in which we are getting the important topics that are related to PIB for our subject economic and social issues. So, today's date will be from 9th to 11th of June. So, guys, before proceeding with the session, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you could get all the latest updates about the courses that we are providing as well as the new initiatives that we are coming with. Then guys, to get the access of the PDFs, kindly subscribe to the Telegram channel, the link for which is given in the description below. Then guys, we are joining you daily with our daily exam booster series of general awareness, ESI current affairs and reports and analysis on various days that are mentioned here. Then guys, really glad, the first thing that made me really happy in the previous session while looking at the comment section is the detailed explanation that Along has given. Really glad to see the detailed explanation, and I'm hoping that more of you will be participating and will be preparing at this much level for your examination. Now coming to the topic of the day guys, so the first topic is Surakshit Hum Surakshit Tum Abhiyan. The second topic will be related to PME Vidya initiative, which was been news, which is based on the guidelines that has been released for disability children. Then guys, the third important is the new investment policy of 2012. Now guys, the first important news is this Surakshit Hum Surakshit Tum Abhiyan, which is recently been launched by Niti Aayog and Piramal Foundation, which means simply a basic question that could be asked is who has launched this initiative. That is Niti Aayog along with Piramal Foundation. They have launched this Surakshit Hum Surakshit Tum Abhiyan. It will be launched in aspirational districts. So which simply means now for us, aspirational district program of Niti Aayog is very much important for us, that we have to cover in detail, that we will be covering. How many districts? That is 112 districts. So which means guys, just from this, the heading of the news, we get to form 4 to 5 questions can easily be asked. Launching Niti Aayog and Piramal Foundation, how many districts? 112. Which program? Aspirational district program. The name of the initiative, everything is important. Now, what is this Surakshit Hum Surakshit Tum Abhiyan? Basically, guys, if I talk about the initiative, it is a home care support campaign which is basically being launched by Niti Aayog, Piramal Foundation, and along with the Aspirational District Collaborative. This will be the supporting agency. What it will be doing? Under this initiative, guys, this initiative will be led by district magistrate or the district collectors, which will be supported by the Aspirational District Collaborative team. What it will be doing is it will provide a call-based surveillance, that is, will provide a call-based services to the 1000 mothers and NGOs, 1 lakh plus volunteers, 2 million families. This will be supported under this initiative. Now, how these two initiatives will be taken? All of this in the support thing that will be provided by Niti Aayog's Aspirational District program. Now, for the NGOs, that is the calls or the management, that thing, that is the volunteers will be trained by the Piramal Foundation. So this is all about this Surakshit Hum Surakshit Tum Abhiyan. Now guys, first thing that was there in the news is Aspirational District Collaborative. So what is this ADC program all about? So Aspirational District Collaborative program is a combined initiative of Niti Aayog along with Piramal Foundation. Again, important for us. ADC is an initiative of Niti Aayog and Piramal Foundation, which is a part of Aspirational District program that I will be discussing with you within a few minutes. Then guys, what it will do? It will basically support 112 aspirational districts. They will be identified based on some challenges based like poverty, poor health and nutritional outcomes, educational status and deficient infrastructure. So guys, this is something very much important. That is how this identification of 112 districts have taken place on ADC initiative. Because you should know important thing that I will be discussing within a few seconds is the area of focus of ADP program is somehow different from the ADC challenges that will be on which the 112 aspirational districts have been identified here. Now, as the thing I am discussing with you is the most important is aspirational district program. It is a very important initiative that was launched by Niti Aayog in the year 2018. Yes, in the year 2018, this program was launched. So under this aspiration district program, Niti Aayog will basically focus on 115 aspirational districts based on some specified area of focus that Niti Aayog has identified, on which these districts will be developed. So let us discuss about the area of focus also. So initiative I have discussed with you, launch area I have discussed, objective is to transform these underdeveloped districts into most developed districts. Okay, so transform this underdeveloped. So this is again important term. The districts will be underdeveloped districts, which will be transformed. Focus I have discussed with you. Now these are the area of focus on which the initiative will take in place. That is, first of all, education sector, 30% advantage or 30% share is given to for the education sector. Then for health and nutrition, 30% focus, so 30% education, 30% health and nutrition. Agriculture 20%, finance is less. 5% skill development is also 5%, and then the basic infrastructure is 10%. So these area of focus are, guys, very important, along with the percentage of contribution. Education 30%, health and development 30%, agriculture 10%, basic infrastructure 10%, and skill development and financial inclusion is 5%. So these are important things. Now guys, I have discussed with you that what this initiative is all about, but how this program is working. The program is working basically on three set of things, that is convergence, collaboration, and competition. Convergence means you will try to converge the districts. Efforts would be in collaborative level. Competition, which means these 115 aspirational district programs, they will also be competing with each other, based on which the Niti Aayog is releasing the indexes also. ADP index is being released now. For that purpose, the competition will be there in states. Convergence means if something has been done good in one district, that could be converged. That model could be adopted in other district also, so that betterment could be done. Convergence would be there. Collaboration, collaborative effort is needed so that this underdeveloped districts could be quickly and effectively transformed into the developed districts. This is all about the ADB program, ADC, as well as the Surakshit Ham Surakshit Tum Abhiyan. Now guys, coming to the second news of the day. So recently guys, government has released some guidelines based on the e-content for the children with disabilities. So this is something important. Now what is this important thing? What is this guideline all about? So under this guideline, it is being named as it is based on the Diksha infrastructure. So what will be done in the guidelines is, the guideline is basically submitted on the report. So the Ministry of Education, they have set up a committee which has submitted a report which is being titled as Guidelines for the Development of E-Children for E-Content for Children with Disabilities. So this is the name of that report. That is again important, based on which the guidelines have been released. Now what these guidelines will be basically doing is, guys, their guidelines will be based on four principles, that is perceivable, operable, understandable, and it should be robust. So perceivable means something which is accessible to some person. So see, if I talk about with this diagram, if I explain with you, perceivable means teacher and leadership program. Teachers should be available, content should be explanation, assessment should be there. So it means everything should be there. Operable means it is easy to operate for that children. It is easy to operate that these disabled children, they could easily operate this, all the infrastructure that has been built there. That is, they could easily access the things, they could easily accessibility, that is operability. Understandable, so which means if a teacher leadership training program has taken place, some lesson plan has been developed and explanation has been done. The most important thing in everything is, when I talk about the explanation content, is it should be understandable also. It doesn't mean you have to put on the explanation contentable, but if it is not understandable, then it is of no use. So this is something. Robust means it should be in quickly. The e-content that is developed, it should be developed in a quickly manner. So these are the important things that are based on this, based on the guidelines. Now if I talk about some important key highlights or key guidelines that have been organized, that have been issued. So it says that the e-content, it will be included, it will be presented to the people in the form of text, tables and diagrams, as well as visual audio things. The thing I was discussing is should be accessibility. The standards should be accessible and it should be based on the standards of national standards as well as on international standards. So guys, these two terms, you have to explain me in the comment box what is the full form of these two standards, GIGW standard as well as WCAG standards. What is the full form of these standards? Because these kind of basic questions could also be asked in the examination for us. Then guys, coming to the second important guideline, it has recommended that the textbooks that will be developed, the explanation, content, practice, MCQs, everything that will be developed on the textbooks, that should be developed in a phased manner. So which means the purpose of this thing is so that the people could also adapt to the accessible digital books. So that purpose, the textbooks should be recommended, textbooks should be formed in a phased manner. The third important guideline is, which is talking about is development of supplementary e-content, which means the e-content that we are developing, it should be based on the 21 disabilities that are specified under the RPWD Act of 2016. So you have to explain me in the comment box as a homework about RPWD Act of 2016 also. What is this act all about? What are the important features? Is there any specific target under this thing? So everything you have to tell me in the comment box about this act. So now see guys, very important thing. When I talk about these digital initiatives, we have been discussing about a lot of digital initiatives, Digital India Initiative, Startup Digital India Initiative. Now for the disabled people also, this initiative has been, this guidelines have come across. So I think if I talk about disabled people, we have discussed an earlier initiative also. I think 2 to 3 lectures back we have discussed an important initiative on disabled people also. Then guys, coming about the very important thing in this guideline is the guideline has talked about the PM eVidya program. That is the more important thing for us. So what is this PM eVidya program? The PM eVidya program, it is launched by Ministry of Education. Very important thing, whenever we talk about any program, it's launching, who has launched this initiative, what is the aim and objective of the initiative, is there any specific target, or what are the key components of the initiative. These are the 4 important things that you always have to remember whenever you are talking about any kind of program. Now the other important is what is aim. So aim is, it specifies that it wants that all the efforts that are related to digital education should be unified on a one single platform, that is PM eVidya initiative. The third important thing, if I talk about the key components is, so guys, these key components is, if I related with aim, to combine all the education efforts. So what are the important educational efforts? First of all, Diksha initiative. Very important is this Diksha initiative, which is simply named as One Nation, One Digital Platform. A platform which provides you quality e-content in school education. That is Diksha initiative. Other important is Swayam initiative. So Swayam initiative is what is it? It is providing online courses in format, that is online courses is provided under the Swayam platform for school and higher education. So this is again important. Then the third important thing is the IIT PAL. So what is IIT PAL? IIT PAL is for IIT and NET preparations. For NEET and IIT preparations, this IIT PAL initiative has been launched. See, all of these are on online platform. First of all, school education Diksha, higher education Swayam, IIT preparation IIT PAL. Then the other is this DAISY, that is digitally accessible information system, which is basically developed in sign languages on the website of YouTube, which is study material is provided for disabled people. So this is again important for disabled children, that is DAISY initiative. Then the last one is the TV initiative, that is One Class, One Channel. So this is again a very important initiative. I think if you remember, during the time of COVID period from the past 2 years, these are the important initiatives that have been in news and the students are learning a lot from them. TV channels, One Class, One Channel initiative, and one dedicated channel has been discussed, based on which the guidelines have also been released by the Ministry of Education, I think in the year of 2020. And all of these initiatives guys are launched in year 2020, which is very important for us. So launching year is this. I briefed you this thing, but go in detail of each initiative, especially about the Diksha and Swayam portal. You should go in really in detail about the initiatives. Then guys, the third important thing, or the third important news. So see, this is kind of news. Why I have come across this news is because you might be feeling, sir, isme se what kind of question could be formed. So cabinet has recently approved extension of applicability of new investment policy of 2012, which is based on the amendments. Because what is in news is new investment policy of 2012, it was amended in year 2014, based on which some chemical plants or some urea based plants that have been brought out under this investment policy, which will basically be developed under various categories of initiatives. So now for Ramagundam, so that is for Ramagundam Fertilizers Chemical Limited, this amendment has now been extended. So what is the all thing about? So I've discussed with you NIP, the cost of an arrival, and the plant will produce, what it will producing is, it will produce 12.5 lakh metric ton per annum indigenous urea. So it is basically for urea initiative. Now why this investment policy is important is guys, because this investment policy is specifically designed for urea programs. This is something important, because you might feel, sir, new investment policy is something related to investment purpose, FDI purpose, foreign investment. So nothing like that. It is basically for redevelopment of the urea plants that are either brownfield, greenfield, important components, all of this should be revived. So what this program I have discussed with you, basically to facilitate investment in urea sector. Now, when I talk about the key components of the policy, guys, so key components or the classification of units that are under this policy are, first of all, is revamped project. Revamped project simply means all those projects which have been formed again, revamped. The next is, after revamping, the other important is the second classification is based on expansion or the brownfield project. So expansion project simply means, guys, whether your project has been expansion, or brownfield simply means to make the old project revive again. That is the brownfield project. But in brownfield project, very important thing that has been mentioned in the act is, guys, this investment. This says that for brownfield projects, the investment should not exceed rupees 3,000 crore. The third classification is based on revival of the closed area unit. So revamp simply means, it doesn't mean we are the unit is shut down. Revamp means the unit is operating, but we have to access, we have to accommodate it with the new technology. That is revamping. Revival means the unit has been closed, but now we want that the closed unit should be revived, which is something related to Ramagundam also. The next important is, the last one is green project, which we see always know it. These are the new projects or the new units that will be set up under the act for the urea expansion in the country. Now, guys, this brings us to the end of the topic. So let's discuss our practice MCQs. The first topic is, the first paragraph I have asked you is about Niti Aayog and Piramal Foundation. So the initiative that we have discussed, it is Surakshitam Surakshitum Abhiyan. The second is, under the program, volunteers will be trained to support how many families? So that we have discussed, how many families? That is option number E, 20 families will be 20 families each, by educating caretakers to follow the COVID protocol. So which means 20 families each will be trained by a volunteer. Then the very important thing about the aspirational district program, you have to tell me which among the following statements is correct. So guys, I have discussed with you 5 core dimensions, that is health and nutrition, education, financial inclusion, skill development, agriculture, and basic infrastructure. So we know health and nutrition is 30%, education 30%, financial inclusion 5%, skill development is 5%, agriculture is 20%, and basic infrastructure is 10%. So these targets are also important for us. Okay, program include convergence, that we also discussed. That is the convergence, collaboration, and competition that I have discussed with you. Then is 115 districts has been identified. That is also right. So guys, sorry, 115 districts have been identified on a composite of index of challenge. So that is wrong, because 115 districts is right, that are aspirational districts. But guys, the earlier definition, that is poverty, poor health, this is related to aspirational district collaborative program. So this is not related to that, since only first and two statements are right. Then guys, the fourth question is again a statement based question, again a paragraph based question. So which initiative has been talked about? We have no PM E-Vidya initiative. Then is the components of the above mentioned program, components of the PM E-Vidya program. We know all the program, that is option number D. So option number E should be the right answer here. Okay, so I am really sorry. Option number E should be the right answer here. Then guys, coming to the sixth question, that is Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs. It has approved the proposal for Department of Fertilizers for extension and applicability of which rule? So we know that extension rule is New Investment Policy of 2012. Then guys, coming to your homework. So one act I have discussed with you. I think I'm really sorry, I have not explained it here. So Diksha initiative, you should tell me about in detail. What is the Diksha initiative? I've told you. What are the targets? Who has launched this initiative? Important thing about Swayam also. What are the innocent initiatives on Swayam initiative? And the RPWD Act of 2016 that we have discussed in the session. These are again important homework for you. Then guys, the motivational thought. The one important thing is, there is only one thing that makes a dream impossible to achievable. That is fear of failure. So this is something important. You should not fear that whether your answer will be right or wrong. The only thing that you should focus is try to practice this thing. That is what the practice of MCQs is all about. Fear of failure. To avoid fear of failure, practice as much as you can. Very important announcement for you is, guys, this important announcement. So yes, we are running a flat 30% off on the courses of, that is RBI grade B, NABARD grade A, SEBI grade A, that is gold, silver and combo packages. For the gold, silver and combo packages, you could also look at the videos that Anchit sir has made for you. It's explaining about each detailed video, each detailed thing that will be there in the course. And guys, very important is the code, that is the offer will be valid only till 13th of June 2021, that is by tomorrow midnight. Then guys, This brings us to the end of the session. If you are liking the session, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel. Then also share with your friends also. If you have any kind of query, you could drop us an email. Our email ID is hello@edutab.co.in. You could even place us a call. Our mobile number is 81462072441. I hope guys the lecture is fruitful for you. So keep learning. Bye bye.